All right, everybody. So I know we have a lot to talk about because we are all here to talk about how to make snap decisions. So stay tuned. Give me about 2 minutes to get settled, and we are going to rock and roll. Let's go. All right. So, how's everybody doing out there today? Because it's been quite a week. As you can see, it's been pretty busy lately, and I have to say um, that the news has been pretty positive lately, and it's good to see that. From time to time, that they have so many things going on that they wanted to start highlighting some of the good things. But also, we have a lot of stuff that's happening up in the money news. So, started off with money. What's happening with the money? All right, so you know that I love some of the local news because they actually cover some of the things that happen out in the world that most of us really don't take too much, like pay too much attention to because you know things happen. And one of the things that they talked about, and I thought was interesting, is that people who are invested in their retirement accounts, and I talked about this before, which is your TSP. A lot of people who were, should say, TSP millionaires has dropped for the first time since this year. Oh, don't want to show that yet. So because that has dropped, a lot of people are no longer millionaires within their TSP. So remember we talked about, well, what happened if the checks stop coming? What happens when life hits you and you just not ready for it? These are the things that I want to start talking about because we never know what's going to happen with this. And this is one of the things that I try to shed light on in this particular show. Now, also in the money news, we have to think about it as how we moving along with these gas prices. How many of y'all noticed that these gas prices has dropped lately? It's amazing. What? Hey, Andrew, welcome to the show. Hey, Mom, thanks for coming on. So, as we start talking about how we're going to try to deal with our budgets, how we going to plan on looking into our lifestyles. We notice that already that the inflation is happening. A lot of people are actually spending a lot more. So your grocery bills are going to go up. You have these things that are happening around the world. Um, and I do apologize on some of these because this stuff is something to really think about. Um, and we actually got to look into what are the cost changes that are going to occur within the next few months because we also have holiday spending. Right now, I think in the state of Maryland, there is a tax, um, like a tax deferment that they're doing. So let me find that real quick. Because in the state of Maryland, I think it's like tax free day, free week. Something. So Maryland tax free week is August 8th through the 14th. All right. 8th through the 14th. So if you out there and you live in the state of Maryland and you want to make sure you save some money, I think this is the week to do it. So the items, I'm gonna just pull up the article here. I never heard of this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to marylandtaxes.gov because you guys like the facts, right? So let's look at the facts. You zoom in on here. So here's some examples of the sales. Definitions of the shop sale is that clothing or footwear means the article appears to be worn on a human body, which means I'm sure it does not include pets, but we'll see. These are the things that I want you guys to kind of think about. Like I talk about the sources. So the sources that I'm talking about right now is at marylandtaxes.gov, and they're pulling out all the facts for the tax-free week on the things that are actually going to be on sale. And how many of y'all knew about your tax-free for your particular state? What state are you guys coming from as we go through this? Because they looking at even on the coupon options for those of you who use coupons a lot. I mean, I was a heavy couponer, and this probably would have saved me a lot going through these tax savings. And also we got some of the rebates that are coming away. So we got layaway, we got some rain checks even coming up. Now this one is going to be interesting. For those of you who have never known what a rain check is or ever used one, I did not know what one was until I started couponing. So when it comes to a rain check, the way how rain checks work is like if the item is completely sold out in that particular store, you ask them for a rain check at customer service. When you go to customer service, they will actually write out the exact item, the SKU, along with the price that it was for sale on. Usually, you get up to about 30 days to come back and purchase that product. With that rain check, you go to the cash, you come back like another day, which is the reason why it's called a rain check. You go inside the store, you find your item, and you go to the cashier with the rain check. And in the rain check, you will go ahead on and tell them, say, hey, this item was on sale during this time frame. And they will actually honor that price because it's a rain check. It was signed by the manager and so forth. But in this one, they say eligible items during the sales tax holiday period using a rain check qualify for the exemption regardless of when the rain check was issued. However, if the rain check for an exempt item is issued during the sales tax period, the purchase is exempt only if the rain check is redeemed during the sales tax holiday period. If you redeem later, the purchase is not exempt. So, in other words, they're putting additional limitations on your rain check. So, you need to double check on your purchases if you're purchasing them, especially if you're in Maryland, because that's what we're talking about today, which is the Maryland tax-free week. As far as money news, I know usually in the news it's supposed to be short and so forth, but I hate when they do these one-liners about the news, and then next thing you know, everything has happened. It's like, yo, what are we talking about here? So buy one, get one free is never a good deal. Now, We got to look at it. Is buy one, get one free ever a good deal? Let's think about that. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Because right now, people are in financial turmoil. So if you can say that if I buy a box of cereal for $7 on a regular day, and you turn around and buy, you're able to get 2 boxes for $7, that's a steal. But for those of you who are watching right now, I mean, it really depends on the item that you want. If they're gonna say, "Hey, buy one car, get another car free," is that really a good deal? We gotta think about these. So this brings up to um, the next question, which is, how do we move on from here? How do we start deciding what are we going to decide to do? And that's what this particular episode. So let's go down and hop over to the main topic, which is where's my slide decks? Sorry, guys, I've been flopping around on a lot of things. Not my news. Close that out. Because one of the things is that about making quick decisions that I really want to discuss is that we have so many things to focus on, and I only was able to make like 3 slides. Sorry, guys. But all the details are here. So with this, we have to understand, what is a decision. A decision is the action or process of deciding something or of resolving a question. So the main question is, what am I going to buy during this tax season? What is it that I'm planning to do today? What am I planning to do after I get off this particular episode with Anthony on the About That Wallace show? These are the things that I want you to start thinking about, because we constantly are making up decisions, and how are they going to impact our lives? How are they going to impact others? How are they going to influence the people that are watching me? How are you changing what others think of you? You cannot change the way how people think of you, but you can change the way how you feel, how you present yourself, and build that perception. We're not going to talk about perceptions in this particular show today. I might talk about that in another episode. But I have talked about it with a business coach called Manny Hall, where we discuss businesses and how people can perceive your business and how to actually change and mold your business to that next level. So when it comes to decision making, we want to figure out, how do we take ourselves to the next level? So the next thing is, why do we even make decisions at all? We make decisions to really move things on to the next level. We actually try to find a way to find our own identity, because if everybody's making the same decision, or somebody's out there making the decision for you, you lose that free will. So if you feel as though you're not having free will of your life, you're not moving around the way that you want to move, then I highly suggest that you take a look into, what are you doing? What are your goals? What are the things that you really want to accomplish in your life? You get one. Now, depending on what religion you're in, you might be able to reincarnate yourself and still remember everything else that happened. But I want you to understand that having a choice to make your own decision is one of the best things that you can do to have, to kind of have that sense of purpose, that sense of individuality. So I'm reading this directly from Psychology Today. They say that when making a decision, we form opinions and choose actions via mental process, which are influenced by bias, reason, emotions, and memories. The simple act of deciding supports the notion that we have free will. We weigh the benefits and costs of our choice, and then we cope with the consequences. You always hear that term, you know, you made your choice, now you got to live with the consequences. My mom was quick with that, quick with the belt all the time. Say, you decide to steal, you decide to get this belt too. None of us wanted to get the belt. None of us wanted to get, you know, while we sleeping, getting that belt caught up on us in the hot water at the same time. Mom, I know you're out there, but sorry to put you out there, but that's what happened. So uh we have to think about, why do we make these decisions and how we actually create that free will. Now, I actually provided a couple books. I did put it on here. All right, so I have, if you guys are looking for books to purchase to help yourself become a better snap decision maker and make decisions faster, one of the books I purchased, actually, I think I got this as a gift, and I'm gonna show it here, is it's called The Power of Habit. If you have not read this book, I highly recommend to get this, by Charles Duhigg. This book talks about the understanding of how we decide to break habits and build habits by itself. So I'm going to read a small insert from this, which says, the process within our brains is a 3-step loop. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys right quick, because I really would like for y'all to see that, the way how the 3-step loop works. And going through that, let's see. All right, let me just pull up one of these. So this is the same image that's in the book. And you can create your routine, your cue at any point in time. So what he says here is that first, there is a cue, which you start here. All right. Like a click, it could be, hey, somebody ruffling a bag of chips, right? You ever see those TikToks or those short videos where a parent could be just sitting in the room and they start ruffling the bag or something like that? Like, you already know the child is coming, just patting all the way around wherever they are. And it was like, yeah, who got some chips? Who got the food? What are we doing next? And then next thing you know, it becomes a routine, which means in that routine is that the child actually comes over to the area where the food is being opened, right? And they know that when they sit there, look at you, their mouth open, then you give them the reward. So it starts with the cue, the routine, the reward. Those you need to understand. What are those different cues that you pick up on? And you have a routine every time. And you know what the reward is. So, for those of you who are coffee drinkers, some people look at it this way: the trigger, you're a tired person. The behavior, you saw drinking coffee. The reward is that you become perky again. And for those of you who are coffee drinkers, you understand that. So now that you understand what are those triggers, what are the behaviors that you have, and then also the reward that you're seeking, you can now start almost like controlling your mind or rewiring your brain on the thinking that you have about how do you do what you do. Now, understanding that, I'm gonna go back to this book now that we understand that part, is that the process, I'm gonna read this over again, I'm sorry. The process within our brains is a 3-step loop. There is a cue, a trigger that tells you your brain is to go into an automatic mode. in which habit to use. Then you use the routine, which can be physical or mental or emotional. Finally, there is a reward, which help your brain figure out which particular loop is worth remembering for the future. And over time, this loop cue routine reward or cue routine reward becomes more and more automatic. The cue and reward become intertwined until a powerful sense of anticipation and craving emerges. Eventually, whether in a chill MIT laboratory or your driveway, the habit is born. I mean, a habit is born. So, understanding that on how a habit is formed, you can actually start making quick decisions. Back to this rubbling of the paper. The baby already made the decision. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna run over here because they hear that trigger, which is the ruffling of the paper. The behavior is that they run and with their mouth open, ready to receive a treat. And then the reward is receiving that treat and they feeling happy again. So when you start thinking about those quick decisions, are these decisions based on the reward? Are these things based on other triggers? Or these things are something that help the reason why you are doing what you're doing? So that's book one that I highly recommend to actually. Book one again is called The Power of Habit by, by Charles Duhigg. The second book that I recommend, which is actually if you Google search and say, hey, what books are best for quick decision making? This book here is called Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel. I'm trying to read it at the same time. By Daniel, what's it called? Kahneman. I mean, I'm sure if Daniel ever watched this episode, he'd probably kill me for butchering this name. But I'm gonna skip all the way down to bad habits because it's called Bad Events. If you have this book already, it's on page 302. But this one is talking about bad emotions. And they talking about the bad is stronger than good because most of us will remember the bad more so than the good, which is why the news keeps putting the bad in front of you instead of giving you the good stuff. We all know that the world is much happier and there are a lot of good people that are out there than there are bad things or bad people. And we actually live in this environment where we overthink things a little bit too much. And I think it's time to really start focusing on the good. You hear about like a mom just giving their child a bath successfully or having a successful birth or was able to take their child to school successfully. Or, I mean, we can go on and on. I was able successfully to have this conversation with you all. These are some of the good things that is happening around the world that a lot of people don't highlight because it's not catchy or fancy. But I really want to share with you that we all have a sense and a need and a purpose to encourage good things and actually bring forth the good habits. I see what I did there. The good habits that's happening. But I want to bring this insert from this book, which talks about bad is stronger than good, summarized by the evidence as follows. Bad emotions, bad parents, and bad feedback have more impact than good ones, and bad information is processed more thoroughly than good. The self the self is more motivated to avoid bad self definitions than the purpose of good ones. Bad impressions and bad stereotypes are quicker to form and more resistant to disconfirmation than good ones. And they cite Gottman. So they keep going on, but this book is very analytical. So if you guys are very analytical and like the science and the data and so forth like that, I highly recommend this book. For those of you who like love the details, so they do have like a lot of charts in here to kind of help you be a better thinker, to pretty much reprogram your life and take ownership of your well-being. All right, so there's book number 2. Book number 3. I'm gonna give you 3 books here today because I really think things come in threes, and sometimes all these books might be interesting to me, but it might be interesting to you. Book number 3, which is Take Back Your Time, the guilt-free guide to life balance. It's forwarded by Dave Ramsey, but it's by, was this Christy Wright? Yep. So this book I haven't got a chance to read. I read the other 2, but this one I was just flipping through the chapters because I was looking at the chapter and they talk about a lot of different things. So redefining balance, the path to balance, deciding what matters, stop doing what doesn't matter, create a schedule that reflects what matters, protect what matters, be present for what matters. There's a lot of things that matter. And then also creating a balance for every season. So one of the things I wanted to read from this is a small piece that talked about the very first step into finding that balance in your life and also finding the balance in your habits so that you can make these quick decisions. And the first thing that's on here, I don't want to read it all, but this one just had like a small highlight section that said the first step on the path to balance is to decide what matters, right? So sorry I don't have too much out of this, but because I really do got to sit down and read it. But in that particular sentence, which is deciding on what matters, I want y'all to write down what matters to you right now inside the chat. What really matters to you? Hey, Kristen, thanks for joining. Bernice, thank you so much for joining. Mom and Andrew, thank you all for being here. So write down what really matters to you, because this is the very first step, and writing out what matters to you really will help you impact and also make faster decisions, especially when it matters to you. I want you to think about that for a second and take a moment and write that out, because one of the cool things about writing out what matters to you actually help you solidify and make it a little bit more concrete of what are you planning to do no matter what happens in your life, that it will get done completely. So all right, so my mom said my health and family, so that's what matters most to her. All right, so I like that because that's one of the things that we don't take time out on, is really thinking things through that way. And also, I'm gonna open up the phone lines so you guys can actually call me now. All right, Andrew says kids. I like it. That's good that you keep your kids intact, because that's one of the things that you want to make sure that is taken care of. So when you make your decisions, you start thinking about your kids. All right. Now, when you say kids, I'm curious. I want to do a deep dive on you, Andrew, if you don't mind. Is when you say kids, do you mean how you are perceived with your kids, or how you make decisions? So if you're buying a car, do you buy a car with your kids in mind? Do you buy a house with your kids in mind? What are those things? Anybody else? Let me see if I can throw some music over here because I've been working on trying to get some music for quite some time. And because things been pretty busy. Just didn't get a chance to get out there. All right, so that's all we got. All right, it's about 8:30. So let's go ahead on and see if we can get these drinks going. I know we care about the kids and all, but I think it's about time to drink. Y'all ready to drink? Cause I didn't even make my drink yet, so we gonna have to make this happen right quick. All right, hold tight, everybody. While we get this, yeah, you can call anytime though, so don't worry about it. I'll take your phone calls. All right, let's see. Everybody love this music. And actually, because I play this music so much that they actually start blocking it on I want to say what's that on Facebook, and it was hilarious. So I don't really care if they block out like 10 minutes or so. It's fine. But at least long as everything else is taken care of and I can hear it. Hey, Carla, glad you can make it. I need to start getting some like some little shakes or something like that in the background and make this pretty cool in the background. I think it'll be interesting going forward because I think it's funny. All right. Let's see. I'm actually trying something different today because I got the lemon blueberry. These are actually pretty cool. So got the lemon blueberry. Obviously my normal Pirate Bay because I'm trying to get through this thing. Speaking of which, I need to mail off my rebate. Get this $3 back because hey, get my money. All right, one down. Now I think the recycling center really likes this house because by the time I'm done, I got all these bottles at the end, and obviously doing the Moscato. I gotta finish this thing too. All right, so y'all guys can get some ASL stuff going on. Hold on, if you can hear that. Yeah, y'all hear that? That was pretty cool, right? Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm a little tired today. It's been a long drive. A really long drive. So please bear with me today. It's been quite a long day. All right. So the question was, for those of you who are just joining, what is the forgot the question. I'm sorry. Do apologize. So the question was, what is the thing that motivates you? Let me make sure I get the thing, because the first thing about all of your decisions, you have to think about it, which is the first step on the path to balance is to decide what matters. So you need to decide what matters to you, and that's one of the things that you need to really write down and think about what matters to you that actually makes a difference, because we all go through a lot, and going through a lot is really helps out what makes us all better. So Hmm. So Andrew says here, kids first, their well-being, happiness, and making sure they're better than you. I like that. Those aren't tables. No, they're not table. They're not teaspoons. I don't even know why would I say teaspoons. You sure you typed in the right chat? Sorry, but what do you guys think about the three books? Are these books that you think that will be resonate with you? That will help you become a stronger decision maker to make things faster and help you decide on what you need. Now, some of you be like, well, you didn't talk about money much today. Well, I sort of did. Because remember, the show is all about helping you build strong financial behaviors. And what I want to start doing is doing more deep dives into your behavior side of the house. Let's go back to some of these triggers. Like, so the routine is you see that clock right quick, you know what I'm saying, about to hit that lunchtime. And then you go to the cafeteria, you get your food, and you're a happy customer again. What are your cues? I'm curious. What do you guys got out there? What are your cues to keep you moving? Because we already had established the things that what matters to you. Now you need to figure out what are those cues, what are those triggers that get you moving, especially with the kids. You talk about your health, right? So, this is another one. You talk about your health and your health cues, so you need to think about that too. You see the McDonald's sign while you're driving, like, man, I don't sound that bad right now. I can go for that. Honestly, I think Moscato with juice, it just tastes like sweet juice. All right, so this is just more detail about all that fun stuff. I wonder if they do one. Oh, yeah, here we go. Ha, I like this. So the cue is you feeling bad, and you know what? I'm gonna go have some happy hour, which is right now with these drinks. And then you go head on, and the reward is feeling good. Now, this one, I know it's crappy, like visually, but if you think about it, you have this one, but you're changing your routine now, which is where you're having a conversation, and then you feel relaxed. Is it the same? Is drinking still the same? And that's the thing, you gotta change your routines. What are your routines out there? Yeah, this one right here. You gotta figure out what your craving is. That's ultimately what we're getting down to. The craving. Go to the casino. Yeah. You almost won because you had 2 cherries in the 7. But that cherry just sitting right on top. But then the reward is you finally get that payout. But then you do it again. And then you think you won, which means you kept losing. So you keep playing until you win. Just keep doing it all over again. What are those things? What are those habits that you have? Because like I said, this is about financial habits. Casino is one of them. For me, one of my cues. So, like, if you notice, like when you go to the grocery store, you can smell like the bakery section. They talking about like your sensory. So, all right, yeah, my cue is smelling the bakery inside any grocery store. My routine is I'm waddling over there, all excited, skipping down the aisles, like, yeah, what we got over here. And then I go pick up a cronut you know, doing my little dance all the way to the checkout. And my reward is having a delicious cronut, feeling relaxed. Those cronuts are dangerously delicious if you guys haven't had them yet at the grocery store. But yeah, so please give me a call. We can kind of talk about your habits, talk about your money habits, or just talk about anything in general. But again, obviously this is a financial podcast. We're gonna bring up some of your financial habits and start talking about how you can change your routine to do better. I can give you another story. So one of my clients was was having some troubles just like paying for lunch and so forth. So what we did was try to figure out what are those triggers? What triggers you to try to eat more? What are those triggers that, cause you to spend a lot? Well, you're hungry. You know that. Your stomach's rumbling and you just feel weak sometimes. So then you go to the grocery store and you reward, not even grocery store, you go to the cafeteria, which doesn't have that good of a food. Just get it just because you need something in your stomach. And so you get it, you feel okay. But then it's like, all right, I'm satisfied until the next time I'm hungry again. So how can we change that routine up? How can we change that craving to eat, that craving to be satisfied? We need to pretty much underpin what is that craving. So we'll talk about that because one of those things is we eat to live, live to eat, however you want to put it. And then we just we don't ever really take time out to figure out what is it that we ultimately want? What is that reward? What does that look like? What does it feel like? When you say a lot of people who win the lottery, they win the lottery because they feel good. Or they almost won. So they're going to give another chance. And then when they win the lottery, they wind up spending it all because they weren't smart with their money, because they weren't there to really learn how to take things to that next level, how to understand what their cues are. I keep looking to the side, but actually, I'm looking over here. So they don't understand what their cues are. They don't understand what their cues are. So they just keep thinking, keep playing. Like, this is what's going to happen to me. I'm planning on making sure that life is going to be better. But then when they win, they feel good. But because they almost won and lost so many times, they want to go back and put all that money back in there. So these are the things that you got to think about, especially when it comes to mental health, your self growth. Like, how is that really impacting your goals? Which, going back to what is the number one that Christy Wright mentioned, what are the things that are out there that's really helping you build, like what matters to you? What matters to you the most? You need to focus on that, because what matters to you does not matter to someone else, or it might not matter to someone else. To me, what matters to me is that I want to help people learn new things. One of the things that get me going is saying, hey, Anthony, you helped me do this. Or, hey, Anthony, because of this, or because you showed me this, I am able to do this. And I've had people come up to me and say, Anthony, because of you talking about how to freeze your credit, I was able to freeze my credit. And now I'm able to start looking into my credit. I've grown my credit score. Or, Anthony, because what you shared with me today, I'm able to now save an extra $1,000 a month. Now, what could you do with extra $1,000 a month? Just by taking some of these small understanding. What are these cues? And this is what I go through with my clients, is talking about the cues. What are these triggers? What are the things that cause you to spend so much? And then what is your routine around that? When you hear, hey, there's a, I'm using a lottery because it's most relatable to most people. Um, but you can put anything here. So, what is your routine? So, I start looking at, all right, what are those 3 months expenses? How are those looking? What are you constantly spending at? All right, and what is your reward out of that? Now that you spend on like, all right, you feeling good and everything like that. Well, and your craving, that's what we're here to find out. What is that craving? This one right here, the craving is pretty much your reward. You want to win. So, how can we win without your current routine? How can we ignore some of these cues or replace the cue to get a better reward? These are the things that I want you to start thinking about. I know I'm really going digging deep into this book called The Atomic Habit. The main reason is because, like, the first 3 chapters is all you need, everything else is stories. But understanding that you can rewrite the way how you operate, you can rewrite how you yourself do things. So this is another example. This is the one that's actually in the book, which is your cue, your teeth feel dirty. So you brush your teeth. Your reward is that your teeth don't feel dirty. But you're craving that tangly feeling that you get when you brush your teeth. Some people like that nice that breath that you get. Yeah, that's a better picture. That fresh breath that you get when you brush your teeth. So how can we change this routine? You know, you got dirty teeth, but do you have to brush your teeth with Crest, with these name brand uh, toothpaste? Can you use other brands? Some of them like charcoal toothpaste. I believe that was a big wave at some point, and I think Hello is a brand if you guys ever use it, and then you get that tingly feeling. Now the thing about it though, there was in the book it'll talk about how Colgate got back on the map because actually it was about to fall off. Was that they changed the commercial on how things were being ran. They was like, you ever feel that grittiness on your teeth? And you start moving your tongue around your teeth, like, yeah, I feel gritty. Yeah, I feel gritty. Do your teeth? And then he was like, yeah, do your brush tank time? You're like, yeah, my brush tank time. So why don't you brush your teeth? And they telling you the routine to do to clean your teeth, which is genius, right? They telling you the routine. And then they were like, hey, you know, when you brush with our stuff, you get the reward, hint, hint, of fresh breath and clean, smooth teeth. So when you think about it, this could be anything. Think about those products that are out there, like McDonald's. Oh, you feeling hungry? Wow, just drive on over to our store. That's the routine. And then the reward is, oh, yeah, you satisfied your craving. You know, that is your craving. Like you're hungry. You need to solve the problem. We got you. So every product goes through this. When you think of a brand new product, like this one product, I'm trying to see if I can become a partner with them. They actually said, well, the environment is bad. And we got all these plastic bottles from laundry detergent. Who needs this? Now, when you think about laundry detergent, you got dirty clothes. The routine is to wash your clothes with these particular. You just need to wash your clothes. The reward is that you got fresh smelling clothes now. Not that just they're clean, but they smell clean. You know, there's a difference. Because you smell clean, that's the craving. You craving smelling good, right? So what they did was, you got dirty clothes. We're going to give you, instead of these products that aren't good for the environment, we're going to give you dissolvable sheets that go inside your washer that will clean your stuff, but still give you that same feeling of clean smelling clothes. And so I'm trying to see if I can partner with them because they're actually going through the same thing. So next time I challenge you all, unless you guys got some good commercials, I can actually see if I can pull some good commercials out. Let me see if I can pull one up. What's a good commercial? Think of a good commercial. Somebody give me something good that I can play right quick. I'm gonna see if we can do something right quick. Somebody give me something. This one. Anybody? Commercial? What's the best commercial that we can actually analyze together? Let's do that. Yeah, let's make this fun. Make this more interactive. Give me a commercial. Anybody out there that can give me a commercial? Be like Simba. Anybody, somebody, help. Y'all are great. And did everybody fall asleep? I see a couple of y'all watching, but I'm not like seeing you, like I'm spying on you, but like nothing. No commercials. I think that's like a huge delay, but I think it's more than like 30 minutes now. Let me see. Yeah, this is a better first question. What is your favorite commercial? Here we go. That's because we all got our favorites, but I'm just curious on what is yours. Because one of the things is that these commercials really can help us. We can start thinking about how we look into our habits, and also one of the things that drives us to do certain things. Where is my music? Downloads. There we go. All right, we got good question. Herbal essence. Used to have a great one. So let's see. Herbal essence. Shampoo. Commercial. You said they used to have one. I'm gonna try 2013. See if we. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Let me hold on. Fuck. Pause. Change. Still not coming out the right channels. All right, let's see if you guys can hear this.
His long-lasting, irresistible scent whisks me off to a lush hideaway where I'm held captive for 10 fragrant hours and subjected to the petal softness of my hair. There goes my afternoon. Someone's been doing the herbal essences.
All right, now that one's actually pretty fun because they short and sweet, right?
Herbal essences, long-lasting,
See how they start off with says long-lasting,
irresistible scent.
Irresistible scent.
Whisks me off to a
It whisks you off.
lush hideaway where I'm held captive for 10 fragrant
10 fragrant hours.
And subjected to the petal softness of my hair.
To the petal softness of her hair.
There goes my afternoon.
Someone's been doing the herbal.
And somebody has been doing the herbal. Now, when you think about it, I know it's horrible. So if you think about it, like let's shrink this. Let me see if I can shrink this little image here. So when you go to think about these cues, right? So we were talking about this. It's funny. I like this. Thank you for that suggestion. Oh yeah, Old Spice. Yes. Let's see if we can do that again. All right, so let's break this thing down right quick. I'm gonna break this down right quick. So with the cue was like, yeah, you got dirty hair and you need to wash your hair really. So why not just wash your hair with us and herbal essence? So the reward, so you get 10 long hours, long luscious hair. It smells good. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. Let's see what we can get for the next one. See if y'all guys can figure out the next one. All right, we got Dion Old Spice. Sure. Right. I've never seen this one, so this should be interesting.
We need to talk.
What would you like to talk about?
Take a guess.
What is it? This is what you want to talk about right now. Why?
Why? Because you make me share everything, that's why.
Well, it's not something I actually enjoy doing.
Really? Well, you take extremely long showers, getting super soft skin. What is there not to enjoy?
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing what? Using my Old Spice moisturized with shea butter body wash?
All I wanted was to use your body wash.
And all I wanted was to have a body wash. Men have skin too.
It's empty.
I wonder why.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Hold on. We got a couple more seconds here. All right, they just doing product placement at this point. What do you guys think about that? That joint was hilarious. So going back to the cues. Where's my little image? Right? Let's see if I can shrink this, put this side by side. So, let's see, theater mode. Yeah, let's flip theater mode so you guys can see. All right. So let's listen to this back again with my commentary. I think this will be great.
We need to talk.
So first
what would you
off,
like to talk about?
Take a
they set the mood right. You know what I'm saying? They was like, yeah, you used all my. We need to talk.
guess.
With the white robe, you know what I'm saying? I think that's that signature at this point.
What is it?
See that product placement, just hold it right up there so you can get a full look at it. So when you go to purchase it, right? So, his cue is already his cue. Can y'all recognize what the cue is? Just by looking at it, what do y'all think of the cue? And yeah, the cues. What do y'all think about this cue?
This is what you want to talk about right now. Why?
Why? Because you make me share everything, that's why.
So already they gotta share things, right? Everything.
Well, it's not something I actually enjoy doing.
Really? Well, you take extremely long showers, getting super soft skin.
Now you see how he's doing it, right? Extremely long showers. And stereotypically, they trying to say that women take long showers. And also, majority of the time, women have softer skin, right? So that's the woman's reward. It's getting softer skin. That's that craving. It's softer skin, right? So that's what he's saying that she gets.
What is there not to enjoy?
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing what? Using my Old Spice moisturized with shea butter body wash?
Now, the cool thing about this, I thought this was pretty clever, is that he's talking about the moisture in the shea butter. So, shea butter, for those of you who've never used it before, is a nice moisturizer. By the way, if you guys don't have it at home, I usually use raw shea butter on like majority of my body because it works wonders. Body blemishes and everything like that. So it does well with skin care. But Old Spice moisturize. So they just sharing that Old Spice doesn't just dry out your skin, but actually can moisturize your skin while you're going inside of it. Let's continue.
All I wanted was to use your body wash.
And all I wanted was to have a body wash.
So there you go, right? For himself. So he can take his routine, which is his routine bath or shower when he's getting ready for the day, for the night.
Men have skin too.
Which he's saying that we like soft skin too.
It's empty.
I wonder why.
Yeah, so it shows that his jealousy. Give me another commercial. I love this. Let's keep going. What's another commercial? I like these. Maybe I should start doing these more often. Anybody else got another commercial? Oh yeah, by the way, don't forget to go ahead on and give me a thumbs up on this episode if you haven't done so already. See what else we got? What's some good commercials? You know what? I'm gonna try some of these Super Bowl commercials. Never looked at any of the 2022 ones. But let's check out some of these cues as we go through because this is very important to understand. Like, how do we? You know what? I like this one. Let's do a what's that commercial? Because they're famous for it. Commentary makes it. Thank you. Somebody actually appreciates my commentary. You know what I'm saying? I'm up here putting in a lot of work with this deep voice and everything. With my air horn. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Somebody appreciate me. Thank you, Andrew. Man. All right, let's see what else we got some good commercials. I think Doritos make some good commercials. Let me go for the McDonald's commercial because since they're supposed to be like really see how they updated their stuff.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory fillet of fish and a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hat. Yes, a land, air, and sea. Oh, it's going to tip over. No, it's good. Very stable. Order the land, air, and sea by name, build it by hand, and hack the McDonald's menu. I'm surprised at how attracted I am to it.
Now that was amazing. That was pretty cool. How they called it the land, air, and sea. So they already know that you're hungry, right? Your cue is that you're hungry. The routine is let's modify that routine, which is now we have an option. We're showing you what to do as your new routine, which is now to make the new land, air, and sea sandwich. And your reward is that you actually get to experience the land, air, and sea. So this cue for this particular commercial is a new experience. That's the craving. I want you guys to start thinking about this. Put in the cravings this time. I want you guys to figure out what is the craving for these commercials. All right, let me pull up this one. Let's see what this Cadillac CTS. Cadillac CTS. Did y'all want me to do the commentary for the sausage lettuce? Cadillac C2S 2019 commercial. Okay. Usually Cadillac has their own page. I'm surprised they don't have it here. But let's go for it. Let's see what they got. All right, I think without commentary, you kind of get the point. So let's break this down. I'm trying to keep these under like a minute because, you know, commercials, they only can keep our senses so far. So if you look at it, the cue is, all right, it's look like you're in a desert and it's like look like dry heat, maybe. Looks pretty horrible. Rugged roads. And look like they just kind of like speeding through these. Look at these chrome rims. Look at this mirror situation. All right, so it looks like they're driving. Okay, look like they had a runway, like the airport runway, the old abandoned ones, or the shuttle runway. That's what they usually do. Is there are some abandoned shuttle launches, so they'll use these for road tests. By the way, if you're not familiar, and look like there's a lot of driving. So like an abandoned airport, maybe. Got the signature dash. Look at the grill, everything like that. This at night looks pretty hot. So, in other words, I'm not getting this here. I'm not getting the full trigger. But Andrew says that it makes the drive bearable. Interesting. I mean, I could see that. I could see that. I like these commercials, so this is actually fun. I'm gonna start doing these more often. What do you guys think? Should I start doing commercial retakes or whatever? Let's see. Think of a bank. What's a good bank? Bank of America commercial. Let's see, got a good commercial. See what they got here.
Come here. You know why people are always looking at their phones? They're banking with Bank of America. See cousin Jimmy over there? His girlfriend just caught the bouquet, so he's checking in on that ring fund. The groom's parents? You think they're looking at photos of their handsome boy. They're not.
They're redeeming rewards for a second honeymoon. Romance is in the air.
Like these two.
He's technically off the market. Doesn't mean he can't be checking the market.
Sorry.
Oh, that photographer? He's looking for something a little more zen. So he's thinking I'll open a yoga studio. And Phil. He forgot a gift. So he's sending the happy couple some cash. And as for the father of the bride, he's checking to see if he's on track to do this all over again. And again.
Who are you talking to?
No one.
Bank of America's digital tools are so impressive, you just can't stop banking. What would you like the power to do?
Did y'all pick up on those cues? Like, what are the cravings? There are actually multiple cravings in this. Oh wow, man! I'm losing so many people. All right, I know it's like a little bit past my bedtime, but all right, I'll go ahead on and look that up. So inside that Bank of America one, it was about the ease and use of the platform, how you can actually do multiple things like start your business, how you can trade while you're using it, and also the ease and use of the platform. So your reward is that you're able to figure out your cravings, which is like, yeah, I want to learn the stock market. Yeah, I want to do this. All right, let's see how this goes.
In today's luxury game, the question isn't whether or not your car has available features like a 40 gig hard drive. It isn't about sunroof.
Oh man, I like that. All right, let me see if I can play that again. Let's see.
In today's luxury game, the question isn't whether.
So first off, she already gives you a cue, which is your well, thank you, Andrew. I'm trying my best here. So if you think about it, like they sound the sexy Kate Walsh Cadillac CTS commercial. Love it. So they already saying starting off in the luxury drive. And so the cue is already embedded, which is luxury. You feel like you're driving a crappy car, which is the cue, you driving a crappy car, right? Get yourself a luxury. They're telling you the routine in the very first 3 seconds of this commercial. So when you guys thinking about commercials, hopefully you're going to think about these a little differently. They already telling you the routine. It's time to get the reward. So their routine is already within the first 3 seconds of this commercial. She's talking about luxury, right? Let's keep it going.
Or not your car has available features like a 40.
So they're already saying that your car is already crappy, right? They're already talking about your vehicle. It's crappy. Your car should have these features, right? So your cue is that you have crappy features. You're like, yeah, my radio has a dial tone or whatever. Now they're gonna pretty much talk crap about your vehicle, and the reason why you should get this one.
Gig hard drive that isn't
It already has a hard drive. Does your car have a hard drive?
about sunroofs or
Double sunroof.
Sapelli wood accent.
If you like to touch your wood, just touch your wood. It doesn't have to be wood inside of a car. But anyway, some people like wood in the car. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because this is supposed to be family friendly.
Pop-up nav screens or any of that. No.
Pop-up nav screen.
The real question is, when you turn your car on,
now this is my favorite part.
Does it return the favor?
When you turn your car on, does it return the favor? Does your car turn you on when you turn on your favor? Like, my car doesn't do this. And you talking about grabbing some wood inside of a vehicle? If my car when I turn it on and it turns me on to, we both grabbing wood, but my car doesn't do that. And that's what the reward is, to be turned on. Okay. The craving is to be turned on. At least that's what I'm getting. What are you guys getting for the reward? Like, what is the craving here? Because I'm getting the craving that you need to be turned on. That's what I'm getting out of this commercial. Andrew, you on to something, sir. Really on to something. Because I think this will be entertaining. All right. I think that's enough. I think I really did a deep dive into this. So, if anything, when you talk about making decisions, I want you to think about, what are your cues? What are those routines? What is the reward? What is your actual craving? Which means, like, what are you actually looking to gain from that experience, from that routine, from that reward? Which goes back to what Christy Wright wrote in the book, is focusing on the things that matter to you. So I want to leave this all with you all today, is that no matter what you're going through, I want to make sure that you are doing the best thing that you can to maintain stability in your life, while also making great choices and making them very quickly. Oh, I'm sorry. That was one more request on these commercials. Do apologize. Let's see if I can. Whoops. We can we'll get rid of this guy. Let's see if I can exit. There we go. All right. Let's see, because we did have another commercial one come up. Do apologize. Let's see, YouTube. And we are looking up the truest commercial. Let's see. What do you got, these commercials? This was 3 weeks ago.
Meet Tim. Tim was born to care and always gave the best.
Whoops, I need to share my screen, I guess. All right, let's do this over again.
Meet Tim. Tim was born to care and always gave the best advice. Like the time he offered a friend some helpful tips.
Hug the left and hit it nice and.
All right, so that was pretty interesting, right? So let's see. Was it as cool as the where's my risk and reward thing? You know what? I don't have it. Let's see. Well, y'all got this pretty much ingrained right now.
Meet Tim. Tim was born to care and always.
So right now they saying your cue already started, like, again, 3 seconds in. They said Tim was born to care, which means, like, do you feel that you don't care about yourself or your savings?
He gave the best advice. Tim was born to care and always gave the best advice. Like the time he offered a friend.
So they already telling you about this person named Tim that works at the Truist Bank, right? So they already saying, like, hey, he's already a trustworthy person giving the best advice to people, which means that they actually saying that all the people in essence are actually given the best advice based on the bank that they're on. So this is going to be interesting. I use that line to sell a bunch of those. Nice. That's really cool. Does it turn you on? Nice. So we're looking at this commercial and it's like, all right, we got a
Some helpful tips.
Hug the left.
Now he's talking about helpful tips, and as you notice, they actually printed out tips, which means like they're giving you already the routine that you need to do. Which, when you go to this bank or pretty much any banker, you need to ask them for tips or advice, right?
And hit it nice and firm.
To help him make the shot.
Which, in other words, make the shot. In other words, make the right choice in your banking. We don't need to see him hit the shot.
I'm coming in.
Boom. Today, Tim.
So the boom is just for him to say it again.
Is a teammate at Truist, where you can get the Truist mobile app. And just like Tim, it gives personalized tips to keep your financial game sharp.
Now, they mentioned already, which is like, just like Tim, our app is giving you tips on a regular. So you can make great choices.
Boom. I'm coming in hot.
And there goes the boom again.
You start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Which means that the reward in here is that you felt like you were cared about and you were heard. So these are my takes on it, and I really do like this. They're saying you can trust us with investing your money. Now, that is also one of the things they are saying. Because they were talking about here.
Boom. I'm coming in hot.
Let's see. 20.
It gives personalized tips to keep your financial game sharp.
So they didn't talk about anything investing, which is interesting.
You can get the Truist mobile app. And just like Tim, it gives personalized tips to keep your.
So I'm zooming in on here. I'm not sure if I can zoom in, but it says remember your cell phone bill hits tomorrow. So they're telling you some tips, which is to make sure your bill is due, right? And ways to save your money. They're not talking about investing yet.
Financial game sharp.
All right. In May, you spent more than usual. Okay. So they talked about his total spending, which was only $586. So these are the things like I want you to kind of pick up on when you start watching commercials. It's like, what are they really telling you? Like, what issues are they probably trying to solve? What routines are they trying to change? Have you changed? And that's one of the things that's like, when you start watching commercials and start watching how people are advertising things, you start to pick out some of these small items. I might have to watch this later. I think I did watch this one. That was actually pretty good. So yeah. So this goes back to when you're watching things, you actually are never too old to change your mindset. Commercials have been doing it for a while. Companies are still doing it to this day. Every time there's an advertisement going out, when I put out the ads, or even for pod decks, they all are helping you change the behavior so you can still get those same rewards and keep doing it again, so we can actually take care of that craving. So my show and the way how I advertise is that, hey, I was actually thinking about this for a little bit, trying to figure out like what type of commercial or thing that I would do to advertise my business. But you can think about it for yourself. What type of things or advertisements that you do to offer yourself up? Like when either you're dating, when you're looking for jobs. And most of the time we start just like a commercial. We tell them already what we offer. We tell them already, like, you might be missing this. The only way we can tell somebody that they're missing something is that we already know that they're missing it. So like on a CTS commercial where the lady was like what she says here. Sorry, hold on. I'll go back to like I said, the first 3 seconds.
In today's luxury game, the question isn't whether or not your car has available features like.
So it's already talking about the luxury. So you can say in today's hiring market, we already or high quality employee market, we have these features. We're loyal, dependable, knowledgeable, and quick to return results, right? These are just 4 things that we listed. But then you say, though she said when you turn it on, does it return a favor? You cannot say that in an interview. You could say, when you hire the employee, do they give you the feeling in return? Like a gratifying feeling in return. And those are the things that you can kind of think about, like your first 30-second elevator speech to somebody about who you are, what you do. Like, and what I could say is that, when you listen to high-end quality financial podcasts, you actually get, I won't say high-end quality. I will say low audience podcast is that you get that one-on-one reach, you get the information right up front, and then you also get the impact of the overall self. So why not? So when you listen to podcasts, do they listen to you? Oh, and that's how I will have to do my show. I don't know. That might be my 30-second speech. I don't know. I have to rewrite some things. I have to go back to the market and think about it. All right, everybody. So hopefully you had some fun, gain some information from this. And again, I'm gonna start doing more deep dives into your thought habits more so than your financial habits. All right. Well, we're gonna get into your financial habits, but I'm gonna try to limit on how I talk about money. Because remember, no matter how much money you have, it depends on how you use it. And that is the most important thing that you need to focus on. All right, everybody. Y'all be safe. I'm out. Peace. I think I actually finished out what do they call it? A new ending. So, all right. See you around.